Hey guys, sorry. I guess when we started talking about Argentina being dirty in football, we got we got booted out. My computer froze, so we can't talk about Argentina being dirty in football. Okay, and I lost my top-down analysis and everything, but we're back. I still see where we're trading. Let me just do a quick 2-second top-down, just to get caught right back up. So rule is don't talk about Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Don't talk that they're dirty football players, or else that can happen to us. I wish my top down stayed. Now I gotta just do a quick one. Just want to get just some key levels right here. That's fine. That's all I need. Hourly, we can come right in here. Sorry guys about that. I hate when that happens. Next hourly support level we just got to watch is right here, which was London's support. Okay, so right back to the 5 minutes, or right in here. So we know that there was this little fake out, okay, and continuing to push down. So now it's building back up, okay. Can we get some volume closing back above? This was the Friday's closing price. Again, I can write on it again here. This was Friday's closing price. Okay, so we're still getting rejected off of it so far. The Canadian news has just came out. Let's just take a peek right at what we got going on. CPI month over month. Okay, so came out higher than expected, negative 0.4, red. Median CPI, 1.9% year over year, trimmed. Okay, all of these have different meanings. Median, trimmed, common. You can click on the folder and it will explain exactly what it's looking for. But we are now out of all of the news basically for today, so we don't have any more news unless something is developing. I was just reading here as I was rebooting the computer that 3 US soldiers have died and attacks on Iran have intensified. So that's as well happening in the market as well. Okay, so right now gold on the 5 minutes, again trading back in here, so you can still see we do have like some resistance right at this location at Friday's closing price. Okay, is the market going to continue to push down? See our daily candle, how it's now flipped. Now it's an ugly daily candle, an ugly spin top. Okay, so you remember they gapped it down. It was originally bearish today where it hit the lowest point of the day. We can look back on the 5 minutes, exactly pinpoint right there. That's when it hit the futures market, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then it continued to make a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. Here's London right over here, and continued to push up. Then we had that big bullish candle at 7:30 on our call, took out the highest point of the day, and continued to come down since then. Okay, that was where the daily candle was bullish, and then this bearish leg coming down just the last hour on these 5 minute candles is producing the upper wick on the daily candle, and we're trading basically right at our opening position. Okay, so let me just move it right to our opening position right there, which is 4,012. Sorry guys for everyone on YouTube and Zoom. I apologize. So, the computer freezes from time to time, and but that's why I ask you guys on YouTube to hit the notification bell, because then so it can notify you when we get back on. And you guys on Zoom, you just sit back and relax, and then I'll get everything going back on the Zoom. Okay. It sucks when it happens because we lose all of our viewers, and then I lost my top-down analysis, was one of the most important things, but we can now base some levels off of what we got going on right now. But we'll do an analysis on US30 in just a little bit and get ready also for trading in Wall Street. Okay, so we're still below this. Now we could get some bearish pressure pushing down, okay, and targeting London's lows, this white line, right around 4,000, that psychological level, could be where London's support was, right there, and maybe we're potentially going to push down into it, okay? So now we've got a closing bar, okay, continuing to push down, okay? Should we take this sell? Should we wait for it to maybe come back up? Or is it time to just go with this, right? It's got a bearish ignited head. Okay, I'm going to go in a sell. I'm trying to wait for it to retrace back up, but it's got that shooting star candle. I'm in a sell, selling gold right now, okay? And I'm going to see if we can target London's trading volume right into that London support right over here. I want to see if we have enough bearish volume to make our way down to test London's support, okay? Right below, right by that white line right in there in that green box, okay? So I'm going to sell on gold. See if it came in there, rejected, closed, right at that shooting star candle. Now we open bearish. So I went in a sell to see if we can continue. Remember, seller's job to do will be to engulf this blue candle, take out those wicks, and then see if we can drive down into that London supporting level, maybe sweep it, take it out, or, you know, see what happens down there, okay? So I want to continue selling with this pressure pushing down, and maybe today's daily candle can add that bearish volume to get us down to the London support, okay? And I'm just going to measure the move to see if it can fill the wicks. It would be about 30 to 40 pips, and then continue come down there. It could be about 75 down into that range, okay? So I'm in a sell. Stop loss, that was just the suggested stop loss on the R&R tool on TradingView, okay? Do I need to keep it up there? Can I come right above the previous shooting star wick, maybe just above those wicks, or completely above 50% point of control of that candle, okay? You can see I'm not getting a one-to-one on my money if I'm up there. If I'm gonna place my stop loss up there, then I better then open up to see if we can take out and get a bigger reward, taking out London's support, okay? That's if you really want to give it that much room to breathe. I'm going to give it a little bit lower, right up to that high wick right in there. Just above that, okay? And then I got to follow this volume. Got to follow, see where it goes, right? Dennis, I didn't miss anything. Good that I didn't miss anything. But it just sucks when that happens, because then I lose the audience from YouTube. I lose my top-down analysis. And this candle is going to close in 2 minutes. So remember, we got a job to do. We've got to take out those lows, because if we don't, it could be creating a little support here, and, you know, equal bottoms, higher lows are not good if we're selling the market. We want to continue with lower lows. So now we're testing it. And when I measured down to fill there, that's about 35 pips in profit right there. Okay, so we want to break 40 pips. You can now, you know, some of you guys are looking for 40 pips in trading, right? Not everyone's looking for 200, but that could be a scalp. But how I scalp with zero drawdown, grabbing 40 pips. You could go down to lower your risk and even a break even if you like, okay? If you don't, then we got to let the trade play out, right? We got to continue watching what it did. Did it break? Did it just fill a little bit of a lower low? Technically it did. Now we have 60 seconds to go. Can we get the bearish volume continue to close below? Maybe we'll cut this black candle in half if we get a nice closing candle. See that wick? That's not good, because now it found that support there coming back up, okay? So the closing candle is the most important, where and how it closes, right? Candles can fluctuate up and down until it closes. But one thing I can see is a bearish ignited open. We've created a new lower low. The daily candle is moving bearish. So maybe we've flipped sentiment now. And you guys know what I'm targeting. I'm targeting London's support right in there. There it is when we hit it, 3 a.m. Eastern, right there, the bottom of that green zone. It came back in there, 3:15, and that's when we had that big bullish move. So now we're going to retrace back in there or not. Okay, so got a big rejection coming back up. It closed right there. Okay, so again, it opened blue. We're below the candle. So sellers now have a bigger job to do. They got to continue to fill that wick and drop it further down. Okay. So that's where it created the support right there now. Okay, now we're getting some volatility. So you can see I basically was 40 pips in profit and I didn't do anything. I didn't take partials. I didn't go to a break even. I didn't do anything. Okay, so that happens in trading. Should I have done something? Possibly, but I didn't. So now I got to continue to watch. Now you've got, again, the yellow line, resistance, daily point of interest. The 9 and the EMA now are meeting at this point at the yellow line. This is where technically we could have a bullish or bearish crossover right at this location. So this area, 4,014, could, dictate whether we're moving back up and then I'm going to get stopped out because that's my final, risk I'm giving it. Because if it closes above here, I don't want to see it start filling blue, blue, blue and taking out this big bearish candle, and then it could retrace all the way back up here. So now I can see London's support is holding. It's created a minor double bottom on the 5 minutes right here. Okay. So got to continue to play this out. We're right back down. Sorry, this should say opening price, not Friday's closing. And also this big candle right here, if the point of control, I lost that. Right here. So my stop loss is just above this 805 wick. I'll verbally tell you guys if I get stopped out. But you can clearly see where my stop loss is. So I got 2 more minutes to go into the close. See, now we're battling this opening price. Okay, it's an ugly daily candle where buyers could come back up, take it back up. Sellers could come back down, take it back down. Or we just dance around this opening price and consolidate here for a little bit, where buyers will buy, sellers will sell. Buyers will buy and sellers will sell. And it just consolidates, accumulates, and then there could be a further redistribution. Come at 9, come at 9:30, come at anytime there's news dropped in the market. How many trades should a scalper trade daily? Scalper? Well, if you're a scalper, maybe 5 trades, 5 scalps, maybe 10 scalps. I'm saying scalps. So a scalp is considered 10 to 20 pips. Like that trade right there where I took and it dropped 40 pips in profit, that's a scalp. I should have scalped that, been in and out and grabbed my money and got out. And that would have been 1 scalp. Okay. And then continue to look for another scalp. But this was not just a 1 candle scalp move. I'm looking to come back down and test London's lows, London's support. Okay, so there is a rejection. It came in where you can see I'm in drawdown, came up there, rejected. We got the volume back below the opening price, which is good in a sell, okay? But we got to get the closing volume to come back down there, okay? We have the 9 in the EMA meeting, basically touching each other. So we got to kind of get that 9 crossing below the 200 to get that bearish crossover. So to continue to push the gold price down, okay? So it closed with a bullish body, but below our key daily point of interest. Now we open black again. So what we got to see is black candle come back down and, you know, overtake the opening balance of that bullish candle, then come back down and test this 5-minute supporting level. But right now it's building. It's got a leg building up. That's a higher high and a higher low. So it could build in here again, and we could see another blue candle printing coming back up in through here, okay? But we got to now see below, we're below the red zone and we're below the yellow line. Can the sellers come back in and offer the price back down? And it's basically right back to my selling position right there. Okay, so you can see the trade dropped right away 40 pips, and then it came in drawdown of 50 pips, and then now I'm right back at my where I took the sell. Okay, so it's right back down to break even and continue to watch what's happening here. Some traders, their mind switches. You know, when they see that, they're back down, and then they see the buyers are building. Maybe they close the trade. No win, no loss. You're going to lose a little bit on the commission pricing. And then regroup, and then maybe you might switch your bias. Maybe you might get a better opportunity to sell at a better position. Maybe your trade is now not a sell, it's a buy, and maybe you switch your mindset. Maybe you're looking for a buy. Okay, whatever it is, but journal that. If you do that, like I do that from time to time, I journal it, saying what my original bias was, what happened, why it changed, write it all down, review it, and then use it for next time. But if you believe in your conviction, you believe in your analysis, then continue holding the trade. That's why we put a stop loss. We don't over leverage, and sometimes you're going to go and draw down, but you're watching it develop. So the sellers still are not doing their job. They're here, but they're not doing the job. We've got to continue to fill those lows, and they're failing at this point right now. And we're moving into 9 a.m. In the next 7 minutes. So we're going to get a new hourly candle. It's nice to look maybe at the hourly. Maybe switch bias or continue to hold. Okay, so we have that big hourly candle at 7:30, well 7, that came up, took the original highest point of the day and kind of faked out. We saw in the 5 minutes. Now this candle at 8 a.m. opened bearish, ignited, bearish, where it came down. Just now we've seen that sell I'm in hit, that was the hourly low, coming back up. But now if I'm still in this, will this hourly volume close below the yellow opening balance? And maybe this will become now hourly resistance to continue to push down so we can take out the London support, okay? That could happen, right? But London could become the support with this higher low, pushing the market back up. And then we're just hanging out right by the opening balance. And then it's going to get choppy on the 5 minutes. And then we're just going to see some sideways action until buyers or sellers accumulate and start to move the daily candle. But when we're looking at it right now on the daily, yeah, it's a bearish spin top candle. Still 6 hours to go on this daily candle. Sorry, not 6 hours. That's 6 minutes. We've got 8 hours to go on the daily. This hourly candle, okay, could be coming down, but we got to watch it. I'm watching it, how it closes on the 5 minutes while I'm in a trade, okay? So it's going to close in 5 more minutes. Vicky, are you planning on teaching us 1 minute scalp like you taught? Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it Thursday or Friday this week. The whole session will be, we'll do a top-down analysis. We'll bring it down to the 1 minutes, and we'll just watch the 1 minutes, maybe take some 1 minute trades or 1 minute analysis. Maybe Friday. Friday is the best day to do it. End of the week, Friday after, Friday we'll do it. So let's do that, guys. Friday, a 1 minute session. Okay. Every candlestick from the top down we're going to look at will be on the 1 minutes. So like today, if we were on the 1 minutes, this is what we'd be looking at. So I can see that 1 minute sell came right back down. The 1 minutes created support, but now can the 1 minutes come back down, take that out, and we're dropping. Okay. So this is how it will look on the 1 minutes. They're fast. You can see like a new 1 minute candle will be opening in 35 seconds. Okay, so they're fast. They open, close in every 60 seconds, but they do make patterns. They do have structural candles. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn fast. You'll learn ignited bars. You'll learn what are spin tops. You'll learn what are structural 1 minute candles, everything. Everything we teach here, you're going to learn really fast. If you guys like it, we can do it again next week. Okay. Originally when we started SST, when we first started YouTube, we were on the 1 minutes for 2 years straight. But some of you will say they're too fast. They're too fast. I can't trade these. Okay, fine. If you can't trade, you can still learn. Okay, you don't need to trade. We're here to learn as well. But you learn a lot faster. Okay, so now I'm back in the money, but technically, I want to see it continue to break down. Now we're using that candle that just closed below. It's testing, came up 50%, getting rejected. So we got to continue to see the sellers. Can they do their job? Remember, filling wicks is a job to do. Continuing to create new lows in the market is a job of a seller, not of a buyer. Buyer's job is to continue to make highs. That candle was very bullish. You saw it put me in that 50 pip drawdown, but I waited for it to close. I didn't panic. I have a stop loss up there, and it got rejected, closed, and then the next candle engulfed it. So now we're looking to continue to come down and break this supporting level. This could be a double bottom on the 5 minutes, right? You can see the one bottom was right there. That technically was the second bottom, but if you look at the whole structure as being the second bottom, that's what we could see. And then that's the W that could close. This turns to green, and then you see I'm getting stopped out. Okay. I don't want that to happen, obviously. I want the sellers to continue to break down, and then we come down to London's low. But I know that that could potentially be an option. If the sellers are here, then we'll see them come in. And maybe at 9 a.m., they will come in. And then I get stopped out up there. And then I prevent myself from losing more and more and more, because if it turns bullish on the hourly, it could continue to drive up today's daily wick and get higher. Okay, I'm hoping that that's not the case. I'm hoping now the sellers have enough offers, enough control now to take out London's low. But we got to take it candle by candle. Less than 2 minutes, and then we're getting a new 1 hour. And you guys know the new 1 hours can be volatile right as soon as they open, right? It's a new hour, it's new volume, it's new momentum, and anything can happen. Okay. I sometimes hate being in trade when I'm walking into a new hourly candle. Because this is a lot of times where you'll get stopped out. You get stopped out, and then it goes right down into your profit target. Then you're left scratching your head. Maybe the momentum will work in your favor, and then you get a big move. Things like this can happen, okay? But that's why you got to trade with proper risk management across the board at all times. Where if that happens, you're not blowing up accounts. Okay, so let's watch now into the close. 60 seconds to go into the close. London's numbers too are nice, like psychological, 4,000. So will the market come back down, retrace down to 4,000? We're trading at 4,008 right now. We got 30 seconds to go into the close of this candle. Around 10 after 9, I'll do US30 for us. We'll do a quick top down, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then we'll get ready, also our chart ready for US30 for Wall Street. That's opening up in 30 minutes. Okay, so we closed right there. There's that hourly support, okay, right at that 5-minute green box coming in, okay, doesn't surprise me. And it could come all the way back up here, right? Here it comes up. This is hourly volume now coming in, creating that second bottom of those 5 minutes, right? Not the move I want, but it's expected. So now we got to see if the offers will continue to fill that demand and push this big blue candle down. And it's trading right back at that opening balance up here. Okay, so that big blue volume came up there. There was that big rejection. So it's telling me that there is an offer there that filled those orders. But you see, when it comes back down, the demand is there. The buyers are there. It continues to push it up. It's like rocket fuel. As it comes down, the fuel continues to fill it up, and then it could go higher, right? And that's the first 1 minute. All of that volume was the first 1 minute, okay? If you go back to and you look at the 1 minute, that's a big, massive 1 minute candle, and it started right at 9 a.m. Okay, so that's what I was saying. Right at an hourly candle, when it opens, you might see that momentum just boom right out of the gate, and it happens all the time. Especially, and 9 a.m. it's a very specific time in the market. 9 a.m. is big. It's basically representing all of Wall Street hour. Okay, it's not just like it's 9 p.m. or like 10 p.m., just like a normal hour. This is a really important hour in the market, which could dictate the entire move of gold for this entire day. Okay, if this finds hourly support here and structure, this could hold up all day. But if we can break this down, then it could dictate that we could have a very bearish day in gold and continue to push this daily bearish candle down. Okay, so this is the big tug of war. This is the big fight between the buyers and sellers. And the buyers currently are winning this battle right now. So again, I'm in drawdown and I got to watch my stop loss up here. We've seen a big bullish move right here, 730, come right up, and then it retraced all the way back down. So again, at 9 p.m., we saw that bullish 1 minute open. Can we continue to hold this volume down and retrace this all the way back down to London's open and control this volume? Okay, it's not easy to do this when you got buyers in the market, right? But what I do is I continue to watch the wicks, the highs. I see a lower high, rejected again at the yellow opening balance, which is telling me that the sellers are still currently here, but not closing down with conviction. They're rejecting the move so far. There's still 90 seconds to go in this candle. I'm in a sell trade on gold. I'm in a sell trade. Entered the sell right here at 4,010, right around there. And if this holds support, then London is building a base of support at 4,007, 06 area right here, okay? So we got to see, is it continuing to build that support just above London's lows? Okay, and we got now 20 seconds to go into the close. And here's our close. Okay, so it was a bullish candle that engulfed all of this to the left. Still got rejected. We're opening now at 9:05 with a bearish ignited candle. Came down, find support, now flip blue. So you guys know, higher low blue, their job for buyers is to fill that previous 5-minute wick and come up to this wick. Okay, my stop loss is just above this 805 high, just above here. Okay, could my stop loss be above the point of control of this big bearish candle? It could. I didn't place it there. Okay. Okay, but one thing is the daily opening balance is still technically holding on the lower time frames. We have a bearish candle coming down, but again, it's right at 50% of that blue candle. That was my entry point, 4,010. So it could find support there and come back up. If the sellers can push it down below there, maybe we'll close, maybe we'll engulf, who knows, okay? So again, it's in this range. We're in this range of 4,007 up to 4,013, the 60 pip range. And it's buyers, sellers accumulating. Like if we were to consolidate this entire range right now, you can clearly see we're in a state of consolidation. Sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, and again, sellers. I'm on the sell side looking for sellers to dominate and continue to push it down. When I look above, I see a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, below the bearish point of control, and still below today's daily bearish balance. Okay, so now I'm back in the money, but I'm not looking to trade for 10, 15, 20 pips here. Or we're looking to continue to fill, take out that wick right there at 840, break all of this short-term support, and travel down to trade at London support. And then that will turn into about a 70, 80 pip move. But if the daily candle starts ripping down there, we could take out London and then we have a flood to come down. Okay, but it's not easy to break support levels already established from trading 6 hours ago in London. Okay, but from looking above, it's looking good from above, but sellers are not continuing to fulfill their obligation to close below lows. Okay, so it sucks. Trading in consolidation sucks, right? Obviously, I want the market to break down, but we got to let the orders do that. We got to let the depth of market determine that. We got to look at the higher time frames to determine that. And what I see on the hourly, like when we look, I see the big hourly candle. Well, we had the rejection, that nice one. Then we opened the next preceding one is bearish, came all the way down. Yes, we opened blue this hour, but maybe if we can continue to offer and then break that down, then we have a high probability we're coming back down to London's supporting level. But man, is it ever difficult to break this 4,007, 4,007 area here. Okay, so I take it one candle at a time, right? If this candle obviously can't if it can't bearish engulf this entire blue candle and cause a new low, I'm looking for it to at least close below 50% of the blue candle. So then my next candle can help me out and get me down there. That's called like a dark cloud cover, where you need two bodies to engulf one. I would love a big bearish engulfing candle as one to do the job, but if you can't get it, then we got to at least close below more than 50% so we can continue to sell down, okay? Even if you're in a buy. If you're in a buy, you're looking for, if one body candle can't engulf the other, you're looking for it to close above 50% of a bearish candle so that you can utilize the next candle to get you back up there. That's called a piercing line pattern, a 2-bar pattern, okay? So when I look at that bearish candle that just closed, it opened blue, came up, did not fill the wicks. Sellers are there below my opening balance. They closed below 50%. I know 50% is like right here. If I was to cut it in half, right where I sold my selling position. And did they engulf that entire blue volume? And no, they didn't, but they closed right near it. Okay. So even if I cut that black candle in half now, it's right at my entry point. Okay. So it came up blue, blue, blue. They've rejected it now. Now we've just got these small wicks to just bid out. We just got to continue to bid down in here, 4,006, 4,005, and maybe technically take out this last 840 low. Then we could travel right back down to London's supporting level, okay? But you see, there's a wick, a wick, a wick, and potentially if it comes down here, another wick, and then we go back up blue, right? Because we're in this tight consolidation range. So we need like a big, a big structural black candle to break through here. And we're not getting that elevator move yet. Okay. Now it's coming back up blue, blue, blue. So it's going to come in, test 50% of that black candle. And we got to see if we can hold this volume down, right? If the buyers come back up and close above 50%, it could build. And then the next candle could be blue, 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 and coming back up here and engulfing our big black candle, right? There's nothing I can do and there's nothing you can do about this, right? We just got to allow the depth of market and the market to absorb the orders and let it play out, right? It sucks, right? I would love a nice big black candle coming down. We're right into 70, 100 pips of profit and then we're doing our job. But sometimes when you trade, you're going to get stuck in this type of range. But if we're still following what our intention was when we took this trade is it playing out from the top? Yes. Is it playing out from the bottom? Not yet. Okay. There's a lot of liquidity below London's low. Yeah, you can see a block down there. Okay. So the market sees that block as well. You're not the only one that can see that. So if it wants, like if the market wants all of that money, right? That liquidity is there. It's sitting there right below there. Okay. So the market, its job to do is to come down and grab that liquidity. And then if it comes back up and creates support, then it comes back up. Okay. So I'm hoping that, yes, it does come down there and grab that liquidity. But you see, it's not breaking down. So there's now a block being formed here where it's not allowing it to come down and grab that liquidity currently. Maybe it builds support here, and then there's also liquidity above there as well, okay? And then the market is not building, the depth of market is building, and then the market wants that liquidity up there, okay? So it's not just going to trade in here all day today, right? It's either going to make a move up there, and then you see, I'm getting stopped out. Okay, or it's going to make a move to come down to grab London's liquidity, and then I'm in the money, okay? And then right now, we're just stuck inside here. And it's frustrating for both sides, for buyers and sellers. It is frustrating. Okay, because there is buyers that want it to continue to hold and grab that liquidity. And then there's sellers like myself that don't want to come up there because then I get stopped out. I want to come down and grab this liquidity. Okay, but I'm going with more of the higher time frame. I'm going based off of that fake out up there, selling down. There's a bearish point of control of that candle. Continue to push for lows. Yes, I did get in a sell. Could I have got in a better opportunity? I don't know. But anyways, I'm in. It's playing around. Profit, drawdown, profit, drawdown, profit, drawdown, profit. bouncing around like a yo-yo. I could have been in and out of this trade on the first couple minutes of it, right? If I treated it as a scalp for 30, 40 pips, I didn't, right? I'm looking for a bigger move. So bigger moves, you got to hold longer duration, right? So I'm continuing to play it out. Lower highs, lower highs. We're still below 50%. Just need the sellers to liquidate. Come down here. Come on. Bid this thing down, back down to, break it down to 4,000. We're at 9:15. So guys, while I'm monitoring this, I'm going to do a quick 5-minute top down on US30. Okay. I feel bad doing this while we're in a trade, but I'll be watching it on my mobile, as you guys can be watching it on your charts as well. You guys know where my stop loss is. I'm just above this 805 wick up here. So around just 4,018, 17 and some change. And I'm looking to come down to trade into 4,000 or just above. You guys know where London support is, right over here. Okay. I'm going to do a quick top down of US30. Oh shit, I had it. Here it was. Damn. Okay, let's just go here. 1 second, guys. Okay, so I'm going to do just a quick top down of US30, okay, from the daily. I know normally I like to spend a little bit more time breaking this down because I wasn't with you guys last week, but just in general, this is the all-time high back up here. Okay, 53,366, we'll say. I can see gold is coming back up bullish. I see it. It's coming back up. We're getting that momentum now at 9:15, new 15-minute candle. So we're not breaking this down. There's a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick. So, you know, guys, there's a lot of support here still at 4,007. It came back up, right? And then they're pushing it back down. So if this breaks, yes, we could have that nice drop, but there's also a lot of support here, and it could just technically come back up. Okay, so this is a tough trade. I'm not like saying that because we're in a sell. Even if you're in a buy, it's a tough trade. It could go either way here. It's basically I'm not going to say a coin flip, but you know, we're right back to the opening balance. And look at the range of the daily candle. It could technically flip bullish and come back up, or sellers could be here and push this thing down. But we shouldn't be using too much risk on this trade. And then we're still watching it play out, okay? As much as I want to stay on this, I just want to get this done. This key levels here of US30, okay? So this is a key level right over here. We're nowhere near that, okay? But if you're drawing a zone off of that, you got to know where your zones are. Okay, so if US30 ever comes back down into this green zone, you know it's a good buying opportunity. You can also add an alert if you like at that yellow line. That's your choice, okay? We're nowhere near that now. But next point of interest is back up here. We've got a good solid rejection too on that, and now we're flipping back down bear. So you guys know the job. We've got to continue to fill that wick and get closing down below there. It's a pin bar candle, lots of range, but you know, it hasn't closed with any conviction on bullish or bear side yet. Okay, so this was another point of interest, psychological number 51,600 acting as support. Okay, so as I go back up, some key areas. What I'm looking at is, was this big bearish candle Wednesday, July 8, was it a structural bar? Yes, it did close below there, engulf that. So even if I was just cutting that in half, I can still see we've got resistance above us. Okay, now I'm just going to go with more quicker into Friday's volume. It opened bullish, got rejected there. We're still below, came back down. It did in fact do the job, take out Tuesday's low, came back up and closed. So there's my closing on Friday and my opening balance right there on US30, 52,162. When we originally opened today, it was bearish, bearish, bearish. That's our low of the day so far. not closed yet. We still have 7.5 hours to go, but that's our lowest point of the day so far. So it's a higher low. We didn't fill our job on Friday and continue to drop down. If we come back down bearish and take that out, fill, maybe we come back down to Monday, June 29, that big gap down open at that bullish ignited candle right down in there. Okay, so yellow line support right there. Now it came back up, flipped, bullish, bullish, bullish. That's our high of the day. Okay, did we come all the way and trade at Friday's opening price? No. So it's a lower high and got rejected. Okay, another key points of interest now for Wall Street, just going in. Here's a supporting level right here, support, support. And we're below it right now, okay? So we've got a couple key levels. If I look at the overall pattern, yeah, it could be developing where it wants to go bearish, but it could hold in here and trade like gold on the fight and come back up, okay? So on the hourly, we're right in here, hourly. Now I can see more over here on Thursday noon is when it started dropping down. It dropped into Thursday's futures market. Friday night early, there's London. We came up, there was the big volume Friday at 9 a.m. push up. Then we came back down Friday afternoon, and that's how we closed. We had some sideways trading all throughout the Sunday night futures, and then we started coming up London, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. We have an 8 a.m. engulfed candle. So even if I was to cut this hourly candle, it engulfed. Let's cut it in half. Put a white line for hourly so we know where our hourly resistance is, 52,322. So we're testing right now this daily and could open bearish for New York and continue to push down. Maybe we're going to travel down to this yellow line, okay? So technically, if we're following this, maybe they're going to do a little fake out on New York bullish and then drop it down. Or it's just already ready. It's just paused here, and then it's going to be like a Tetris piece with a big sell-off in start of New York, okay? So when I look at it on the 5 minutes, okay, we had that very similar to gold. 730 was that big gold bullish move, and then it retraced it right back down. And this is what we're doing. We're just exactly like gold, just sideways, but it could continue to go to the downside, okay? So if you get a downside move or you're looking for sells, make sure you pay attention to what happens to this yellow line and also the purple line at the daily low, okay? If you're looking where London market opened up, London support is 3 a.m., like right around here. That's London support right there, okay? So we will revisit this. 9 EMA, we're currently right at it. 200 EMA is still holding support. And then our SSD daily bar on the daily is right here, okay? Just going back to gold. Oh, man. So we're right back up here. And we've got 7 minutes to go into market open Wall Street. Yes, gold is not affected by Wall Street in general, but gold does make moves as soon as Wall Street opens up as well. Why? Because the US dollar moves with Wall Street, and what we're trading, this security, gold, has a base and host with the US dollar, okay? So it will be affected one way or another, okay? If this is where I tell traders, okay, we're about 6 minutes away from Wall Street. We're right back down. I'm right back down to basically break even. I can close the trade right now and just walk away with not making any money, not losing any money, just paying a commission. And then watching now after the market opens up, or continue to hold the trade. This is a choice. This is an option for all of us, whether you want to do it or not. And maybe you can figure out after Wall Street market opens, maybe it turns bullish, you can go into a buy. Maybe you get a better sell setup and then you can go right back into the sell. Otherwise, you have to understand that it could be very volatile and it could be a big blue candle that just breaks right out of the gate. We're stopped out, right? Or it could be a black candle that just drops the market down and we're in the money. But right now, we can't play those what if games, woulda, shoulda, coulda. You have to make the decision right now, because Wall Street's going to open in 5 minutes, whether you've made your decision or not, okay? I want you to know this, not just trading with today, but trading every single day. You got to know if you're trading in a trade and going into high impact news, or you're going into London market open, the futures market open, New York Wall Street market open, if you're trading into power hour and you were in a trade and it's going in drawdown profit, and it's basically right back down to break even, the choice is yours. So just step out of the market, no win, no loss. Yeah, chalk it up in your journal, whatever it is, and learn from it, okay? Some of you guys don't choose to do that. That's fine. Then we got to continue watching what's going on. And sometimes we do that. We get out and then the market opens and then it's a big drop. And then we say to ourselves, well, why didn't we just hold it? Yeah, you know, like you can't kind of look at it. You got to make a decision, stick with it, and go with it, okay? That's the way how I look at trading. Because every single candle, you're going to second guess yourself. Say, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Okay. If you get like that, then you might get very inconsistent with your trading. Then you're going to be always second guessing yourself. So just know that there is those options where you can exit the market if you choose to. It's basically managing risk is what it is. Like I've been in this trade now from this candle. So if I count, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's been 50 minutes now. I've been in this trade, okay? And it's just hovering around here. Okay, US30 closed above using daily point of interest as support to maybe continue to push up to this hourly resistance. We'll continue to watch. Maybe it's a fake out building and then they drop it down when market opens, or it's going to be a nice big bullish move. Okay, so I'll flip flop between both of these securities. You know, I'm in the trade on gold over here. We'll watch US30. What do you guys think will happen with gold? Okay, not just because I'm in a sell. What do you personally, your personal bias? Do you think I'm going to get stopped out at the market open, or do you think we're going to travel down into some profit? What do you guys think? Okay, be honest. Okay, I don't mind. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I understand. It's your personal opinion, and I respect that. Remember, trading is both ways. You know, I'm trying to sell while others are trying to buy. Maybe you're buying. You know, you got to understand it's a two-way game. Or yeah, or Krina's sideways, and I'll just extend this box out, and we're going to continue to trade maybe inside here. Yeah, no bias, Mark. Sideways, Krina, country breakout will help us determine potentially. Yeah, it will. You know, it will open up for everybody. Definitely. Okay, so we're about 2.5 minutes away from that Wall Street market open. US30 is technically coming right back up nice and bullish, okay? You don't have to trade right away when Wall Street market opens. You can wait a 5-minute closure. You can wait the full 15 minutes and determine what's happening. A lot of guys trade opening range breakouts and watch 15 minutes what the range is and trade after the fact. That's perfect too. Just have some type of plan that you're going to do and stick to it. Stick to it. Stick to it today. Stick to it tomorrow. Stick to that plan on Wednesday. Stick to that plan on Thursday, and stick to that plan on Friday. Then you might see that you can journal your week, and maybe you're going to start to see, okay, I made some profitable trades by following the same system that I'm doing, and it worked out. Then you're going to determine you can build your own little strategy. Okay. Well, I'm going to pull my hair out with this gold sell. The hair that I grew back is going to go bald now. Man, this trade is going to make me bald over here. Guys, thank you to you guys, almost 500 viewers. I apologize for about I think it was like half an hour ago, the feed cut off and then we came back. So thank you guys. If you guys can leave a like and boost the channel right now, we do appreciate it. And also to those subscribed to the channel, if you're not subscribed already, okay? And don't forget to hit that notification bell, because sometimes my internet stops here, it freezes, then I have to reboot the system from time to time, and then I'll come right back on, and then you guys get notified, okay? So we're all here to learn and earn together. We're here to have some fun, and good to ask questions. If you're not sure about something, ask a question, and hopefully I can see it and read it as long as it's not spamming, okay? So I'm just watching gold for the first couple minutes just because I am in this sell. I just want to watch it, and then I'll flip back to US30, okay? So watch for what happens here, okay? Okay, so there's the close. Again, if I cut it, you know, it's right there, but this is now bigger volume, okay? So I want to keep it down here. At least let's try and make an attempt to break this level that it's been holding the last hour. Maybe we can break for a new little low. Then maybe I can start to reduce my risk if that does happen. But it is blue. It is bullish. Okay, the open. So it's testing back up here. Let's see what US30 is doing. So US30, it came up prior, got rejected, opened, held, and coming back up. Okay, so let's let US30 do its thing and close for the first 5 minutes, and then we'll follow it. Okay. You might be in a buy trade already as it was building, okay? Or you could be trying to sell from prior, okay? But just remember, this is Wall Street now. Now you're getting a bigger range. You might see some structural candles, okay? And then gold is bullish again. Salami, what's SST schedule this week? I'll update it after the call, but it's just regular schedule how it was. So Dave will be doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. COMEX and Wall Street with you guys. And then I'll be after him Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all post New York's, starting around 11 a.m. Eastern, okay? Okay, so we're right back to today's opening balance. It's a nasty consolidated range. And now I have to watch again my stop loss, but this is now bigger volume. This is Wall Street. That could definitely continue to fill these wicks, right? And then my stop loss is just above that 805 wick. That's my maximum stop, okay? Could I increase it? Yes, definitely I could, but I don't choose to, okay? That's more than enough risk. That's more than enough room. If the sellers are not here, like at this opening balance or just above it, then, you know, the buyers could take over and then it's continuing to come up, okay? And I choose not to participate in that trade any longer, right? You gotta have a stop somewhere in the market, right? I don't just trade with no stop loss. Nor should you, okay? And then you got to be willing to accept the trade regardless. And there was a lot of things I could have learned. So if I do get stopped out, I can come back and look at this trade and say, the first 5 minutes when I took a trade, I was up 40 pips with zero drawdown. I didn't do anything. I could have done something. Then when it came back up and pushed back down, again, came back down for 30 pips. I could have done something right there. I didn't do anything, okay? When it came back down and went up, and when I was saying when it was hovering around break even going into Wall Street, I definitely could have done something there and escaped this trade as well, right there, and collected my thoughts and just watch this bullish candle, and I wouldn't be in drawdown right now. I would have just had a break even and just pay my commission. But that's what I mean, guys. There's a lot to go over whether you make money or you don't, okay? You got to also go back and analyze the trade and look at multiple opportunities where you could have done something, okay? And then if this continues to hold up, then we see that London support has built a higher low support right here, and that's what we're not breaking as sellers. So that could be the support, and then it's a bullish reversal. And that's, we've had one attempt, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 6 attempts to break that, and you can see that the sellers failed to break that 4,007. So strong support for gold there. Okay, so now watching the first 5 minutes, we're closing on US30 in 30 seconds. So look at what it did. It did come up to take out the high of the day and a massive rejection. So this could turn bearish and come all the way right back down. Man, I like this setup, but I hate being in two trades simultaneously. I hate that. So that was a big bullish move coming up here, take out the high of the day in the first 5 minutes and come back down and potentially close below that hourly support. So the next candle could open bearish as so and start coming down. So if you want to kind of trap this little hourly daily range right here, it could continue just to trade inside here. I want to take a trade on US30. Believe me, I do. But I don't like being in two simultaneous trades at the same time. Look at again. It's playing this game. It came right back into that zone. Drawdown, open now, bearish ignite, now pushing down. So maybe this momentum, after they trapped all of these buyers, are ready to redistribute. Just like they trapped me down here, and they were ready to redistribute to the upside. But so far, this bearish ignited candle is preventing that from happening right now. So this is the type of candle we need with this bearish ignited head to come down and take out these lows. If we fail with this candle, then I have a high probability I'm getting stopped out, okay? Because this is the candle that I need. It opened bearish ignited and came all the way right back down. It was so close to breaking, and you see it hasn't broke yet. So this is that accumulation game. It can be nasty. And I love this setup also on US30. I want to take it, but I hate being in two simultaneous trades, especially with one in drawdown. Had I closed this, I would have been entertaining a trade on US30. Oh man, sorry guys. I know I'm flip-flopping. And it could be a funny Monday open, right? Could be funny. Mondays are notorious for this. With no news, you might see a little whipsaw action, little liquidity here and there, and then the original move that's intended. USD is holding its price. Gold is holding this price right here, 4,007. Man, this James Bond 007. We got to break it. Nasty, guys, right? So same thing, what I'm looking for. That was a big bullish candle. If I can't get that engulfed 1 bar candle, I at least need to close around 50% at it or below it so that I can utilize another bearish candle to finish the job, right? If this one candle can't do it, maybe two, then I need that dark cloud cover pattern that I mentioned. But we're just stuck in this range. It's nasty. When they redistribute this volume, it's going to be nice. And it's either going to be nice for us in sells or it's not going to be not so nice for us in sells because they're going to redistribute it up. You guys know that that's going to happen at some point today. And it's so far it's continuing to hold that. So those buyers were there preventing that. So now it's got the high probability it's going to turn back up and then stop out all the sellers, unfortunately. And then looking at US30, US30 came back down, so still built, could close up, and then, you know, it's got a big wick to fill. That's not a small wick, right? But it's Wall Street. It could definitely fill that, right? But if it was a smaller wick, yeah, you get those wick fills and then pop and drive. But that's like you climbing up a mountain, right? And then you get pushed down and then you regain your momentum, you come back up, you're finished, and then they push you back down, and then you got to climb back. You're getting exhausted, right? You know, you're losing your energy. And then every time that happens, we're losing buyers and buyers, and then sellers can continue offering and push this market down. Okay, we're seeing the opposite with gold. Every time we come down, the buyers are bringing it right back up. Okay, so the sellers, as they got to come all the way back down and fill that wick. That's not easy to do. That's why when we got that opening bar, when it was engulfing, it looked great when it first opened, but you measure a candle as it closes. The Iran tweet stopped you out, and now you're just watching the charts, done for the day. Sometimes that's all it is a simple tweet. Your analysis might be on point, your analysis is correct, but sometimes one tweet is all it takes in today's markets. It's unfortunate, it's stupid, but it happens. Like we're looking for gold to break down again, and one tweet at this time can affect everything. So now the buyers have closed above that opening balance, and see now how it's coming in. So I got to watch my stop loss just above this. Okay, and that's a preventative stop loss, because if it goes higher, this thing could really turn, the daily candle could turn full bullish and start filling, and I don't intend to keep my stop loss that high. Could I have placed it above the point of control? Yes, I could have, but I chose not to at the time, and I choose not to change it right now. So, I'm kind of stubborn like that with my stop loss, and I got to accept my fate in this trade. 1 hour of consolidating, and so far the buyers are breaking it out. I'll verbally let you guys know as soon as I get stopped out. Okay. There's still a little bit of a wick there, but it's not easy to bring this thing down. The momentum is on the buyers now. They've picked up that support, and that candle that they saved, that big bearish one, kind of prevented it from breaking down. It looked good. Believe me, it looked great when it was opening, but there's a good rejection. I'm still holding this. I'm still a sell side. I haven't been stopped out. I will verbally let you guys know. But gold is just playing gold games. And US30 is back in this consolidated range. We got wick. Okay, can consolidate here and then break down and then take out these lows. Maybe it might be a potential sell setup for US30 right below this daily point of interest, this yellow line here. Gold, oh man, gold is like, it's got bipolar. Gold is bipolar. it's nasty, guys. Not the way how I want to start a Monday morning with you guys, but man, we got a shooting star candle coming down, closing in 2.5 minutes. So we still have a second half, just like in football. You have the first 45 minutes. Now we got the second 45 minutes. This is the second half go into the close. Can we close? And we're trading right again at that opening yellow line balance. Man. It's got to be frustrating for buyers as well that it's not filling that high and stopping me out and getting into that point of control. It's frustrating for buyers as well. Trading is frustrating for everybody. And then you add tweets and bullshit to it, and yeah, that's what you get. So let's see what the tweets are. Iran's Revolutionary Guards targeted Al Sakir Air Base and Bin Salman Port in Bahrain and Arif Jan Base in Kuwait. So you can see the Iranian military is not stopping, nor is the US military. And if you're trading oil, Yemeni armed forces have announced a ban on maritime traffic for Saudi Arabia based on principle of blockade in exchange for blockade. That's from the Yemeni army. So we've got a lot going on. And I'm sure Donald Tweet, I was going to call him Donald Tweet. I'm sure Donald Trump is going to tweet something very, very soon. We can also call him Donald Tweet. Okay, so we've got a bearish shooting star pushing down. Maybe we're going to come back and close below that yellow line and then have another bearish candle pushing down to my entry point. Who knows with this market, man. So I haven't been stopped out. I was close. See where I just placed my stop loss above that 805 high wick. I told you guys this, and I haven't been stopped out yet. So still trading it in drawdown, losing my hair as we speak, getting frustrated. Yes. But you just got to remain composed. You got to remain calm. You got to let the market do what it wants to do. I can't change anything, nor can you. I've already allocated my 0.25% risk on this trade. I've set my stop loss up. I'm still on my bias that it's going to break down bearish and come down to those London levels, but it's not ready yet. You know, when you're cooking something, it's not ready yet. It's still simmering. But one thing is, I can see is the sellers have closed it back below the daily opening balance, and the daily candle has flipped back to bearish. Okay, so I'm going to agree with you. It is frustrating for buyers as it is for sellers. Okay, gold is a very frustrating instrument to buy or sell or trade. That's why I said if today, this week, this month, or this year, you started trading as a beginner, it's not easy, guys. Anyone that says trading is easy, they're full of shit. I'm telling you, they're full of shit. I've been doing this for 25 years, and for 20 years, I finally figured out a strategy that works, and I've been compounding my account and stopped losing money, right? It took me 20 years to figure this out, and I'm telling you, it's not easy. Those 20 years were the most difficult years of my life. Even the 5 years while I was learning, I've been in the market 25 years, okay? But 20 years, I've been doing okay. But for the first 5 years, I wanted to give up. I lost a shit ton of money. But it's worth it, okay? I'll tell that for everybody. Don't give up. It's worth it. Just lower your risk. Open up a demo account. Go back to learning. And then it will make sense. Mark, gold today is like bolognese sauce, 3 hours of simmering. Yes, it is. It's like we're making a nice sauce here. It's simmering, but when it's ready, Mark, we're gonna put the spoon in and we're gonna eat that sauce. It's gonna taste so good. But it takes a while to simmer, man. So again, like I'm right back down to my where I entered. So it's back down to basically like a break even. So all of this 1 hour plus of trading, 1 hour plus of my time, you got to look at it for peace of mind. Do I just close the trade right now and I'm back to break even? Or, you know, do I see what happened right there at 940? They came up, pushed it back down. Now, sellers, can they continue to do their job? Like, I don't know what to say here. And US30 is breaking down, okay? So US30 wasn't difficult to see. It was going to break down. Got that big rejection. Remember, guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you guys know me, you know I want to take the sell on US30, but I told you guys I don't want to be in two simultaneous trades at the same time. If I was out of gold, definitely I would have been entertaining a sell on gold, maybe even taking that impulse trade, what I was saying, to break down that yellow line, okay? If you did or you didn't, okay? Right now it's pushing down, creating a new low of 65 pips, okay? So watch the closing now. You've got a little bit of 5-minute structure there. Will that bearish volume close below the structure? Will it close near the low? Will it come all the way back up with a wick? We've got to determine the volume of this candle. Can we cut it in half? Will it be a structural candle? This a lot to talk about, okay? But that was a big clue. 930, big bullish candle, took out the highest point of the day, right? This is a pattern that happens frequently on all securities, okay? Took out the highest point of the day, came back, and look how the volume stayed below the hourly white line. Remember I did that quick top-down analysis? And then you see, did the buyers come back up? Did the buyers come back up? They did, but they did not complete their job. And then it came back down, closed inside here, and then that was maybe a nice impulse trade. If you haven't taken it, wait for this body to close, okay? Gold is oh man, like please simmer this sauce and break this down. We've been waiting for this bolognese sauce now for over an hour. Guys, 500 viewers, hit the like, help boost the channel, and subscribe. If you haven't been here first time, we appreciate you guys. Oh man, Mark, that bolognese sauce, I don't think it's turning out good. These wicks are nasty. As are these wicks above here. Oh man, both sides are very frustrated here. What's our Telegram? It's pinned at the top of YouTube. Sorry guys, I did a new feed when we lost ours, so I don't have it pinned at the top anymore. But if it's under the description under YouTube, if you come on there and go under the description, it's there. Oh man. Okay. So we came down close. We got a bullish ignited candle coming right back up. Okay. So man, look at today. Look at the daily candle we're trading. It's as nasty as you can get. Okay. And we've been in this range, man, since 8 a.m. Wow. So like 90 minutes, almost 2 hours in here. Holy shit. It's nasty. But what can we do? Do I have a TP? Yes. My TP is down here, down London's low, coming down here at 4,000, like 4,000, 4,001, 4,000 or more, sitting, holding, babysitting this bolognese sauce. You know, then it's time when we're eating. Then if it's been simmering, I know we get stubborn, but then I'm looking for 100 pip plus move. But we still have a job to do. Holy shit. What can we do to break this down? What can we literally do? You think if everybody on this call took a sell, we could break this down? No, we couldn't. Someone asked me that one time. Said, Ron, if we all take sells, can we break it down? No, we're nobodies, okay? All of us together. I know we are somebody. We're special, all of us, but we're nobody in the depth of market, okay? All of us selling 500 on YouTube and all of us on Zoom and myself and Dave and everybody, we wouldn't even move it a tick if we even tried that, okay? Maybe smoking a joint would help. Possibly. Don't get me started here. Or maybe we just need a Donald Trump tweet. But one thing, we are still below the opening balance, which is still technically considered bearish on the daily time frame, okay? But it's gaining support here, okay? The buyers are here. We clearly see that. The market knows that there's a block of liquidity below London's level, okay? Does it want it? Sure it does. Then come and get it, okay? Otherwise, if it doesn't need it, then it's just going to make its way back up to take out this liquidity left behind from COMEX, you know, from 8 a.m. US30 flush. Oh, shit. And it retested. Fuck. Oh, guys. Did anybody catch that? Please, did anybody catch that? Look how it came. That's what I was saying. If you waited for that candle to close, it did close below those lows and it came up blue right to there. And then if you kind of, guys, I don't want to say because no one will believe me, but that was the setup for US30 right there. It came with the proper retest right to that daily yellow level and rejected. And look at it. Now it's going to come down to potentially take out London's. Here's London's volume right there, 3 a.m. That's what I would love if gold would do this. Okay, US30 could potentially be doing it. See, US30 now flipped like that daily bearish candle. So it's coming down to target the liquidity of London. Dow is doing it. Maybe gold can do it if it can break down. If you guys got that sell on US30, congrats, guys. That was the trade. That was the setup. Awesome. Nix, you got it? Awesome. Good, 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 guys. See? But see the analysis? Why was that yellow line very important? Remember I did that quick top down? It was very important. I don't like when you look at the levels. Oh shit, I can't. It was due to the right here. It was the close of Friday and the open, okay? And remember it was up here, it came back down. So there you go. Now it's coming for London. It's going to probably get it. Okay, gold is nasty. It came right into that green zone again, did not break the lows, coming right back up. The 5-minute is a spin top. Oh my goodness. Mark 07 is holding, yeah, Bond, James Bond. That's James Bond holding gold from breaking down. As much as I love James Bond and I love all of the James Bond movies, I'm a big fan. James Bond is holding this 007 on gold. Nasty shit. And US30, man, nice opportunity. Okay, so but now this yellow line could act as a little bit of resistance. So you see the blue candle coming up? If it gets rejected here or a little lower, it could continue to come down and flush down to the lowest point of the day and take out London's liquidity, okay? So if you're still in sells on US30, it still technically could continue. There it is. See how it opened up, did not, and then come back down. Now it's pushing down. So now you got selling volume that could continue to come and trade right into London. There was that low right there. And then you're trading right into 52,075. And your lowest point of the day is 0.40, okay? Man, US30 is playing out beautifully, okay? Dow Jones. And it all started with that clue of 9:30, okay, guys? I know some of you guys don't follow this, but if you didn't trade at 9:30, you still could have watched. Took out the highest point of the day, swept the liquidity, came back down, closed. The white line is hourly, okay? And then you see it came back up, closed right at it, came back up, came back down. That's when I like impulse. There's always a time and place to take impulse, especially if you're scalping during Wall Street. If you're looking for 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 pips, you know, you can get that, okay? And just measure the move. From the break to that was a 65 pip candle, okay? If you didn't scalp that, unfortunately we were on gold. And it came up blue, 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 but look at what it retested. The yellow daily line, rejected. If you didn't take the wick, you could have waited. When it came back down, you could have took the sell there, place your stop loss above the wick, and then your job is to fill that, and you got it, and then you got the proper push down, okay? So even if you waited to sell it, when it came up, you waited, and it came there, you took your sell there, you dropped 80 pips, down to there's 100 on the dot, to the tick, okay? And that's where I say, guys, you can close out partials. You can take your stop loss to break even. You can close the entire trade, or you could, you know, reduce your risk and wait and see if it continues to break down. And guys, I don't know if you know, Spider-Man, the new one is coming out this Friday. My son is so excited for it. If you watch the Spider-Man and Avengers series, it's a big one. It's probably gonna be a big blockbuster hit at the movie theater. And we got tickets for Saturday. I cannot wait. If you guys are Spider-Man fans, he got me into it. We're big fans now. We watched No Way Home last night again. I took him to see it in 2021 when it came out. Couldn't take my daughter. She was too young at that time, but took him. He was 10 at that time, and now he's 15, and he's super pumped, and I'm pumped too. So any Spider-Man fans out there? Come on, gold. Let's make some money so we can buy some popcorn at the movies. Okay, so we're getting that push, that lower low. That's great, but let's follow the volume going into the close. Okay, are we going to get rewarded for, as sellers, holding this? Let's see. Will we buy some popcorn at the movies? Come down, get this popcorn. You see, prayers work. Mark, it's the simmering of the bolognese sauce. but prayers do work. So the sauce is getting ready to be poured on the pasta now, okay? Are we getting ready to eat? Not yet. We got to wait for the close in 30 seconds. Oh, the Avengers Doomsday trailer's out today? Oh man, I gotta show him that. I didn't know about that. Okay, so far we got a new lower low printed. It's better than just equal lows or higher lows, okay, as sellers. And then when we look from the top, we got what we were looking for. Lower highs, lower highs. Ugh, I almost got tagged out at that stop loss, but I'm in the money, okay? So stop loss placement is important, right? Okay, so we got a solid close. Flip that zone, green to red right now, quickly. Okay, see when I'm in the trade? Blue, 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 rejected, no wick, pop, drop. Come down to now London's lows. Let's get it. That's perfect. So we close below. Did you see how that was a green zone the entire time? I just flipped it red. It came up blue, blue, blue as I was flipping it. Rejected, no wick. Now we can get our shooting star dropping down. Our target, okay, anywhere down here, you know, even maybe if it meets your targets, that's fine. If it came down there, whatever you're looking for, right there, stopped at 55 pips there, okay? And again, look at it. It came into the red zone, massive rejection. Now we get that. Let's see if the sauce is simmering now, okay? After simmering for almost 2 hours, can we get rewarded? So we're back to the hourly London right there. Now, if we're looking to take out liquidity, we need new lower lows. This is where sometimes we're getting greedy, okay? That came to a point of interest, okay? Measure it, and that's a 70 pip move right there, okay? So at this point, now it's, do we lower our risk, okay? So what I'm doing with my stop loss, I'm bringing it down just below this wick, not at break even yet. I've reduced it substantially. So I'm right above this big massive candle at 9:55. This is 10 a.m. Are we going to get the hourly push down? Review your hourly candles. Look at it. They're basically shaped up perfectly to take out London's lows, okay? But London could have a big block of support. There's the popcorn and there's the money. Come down and get it, okay? But there's the support. So I'm a short time trader. Like I'm on these 5 minutes. That's basically what I look for. But however, if we continue to hold this, are we going to get rewarded for a bigger move? It could come all the way back up to break even and maybe stop me out there. Okay, so now you see my final risk in this trade so far is 20 pips as opposed to where I was holding at about 75 pips. Okay, should I take out 80% there, cousin? Absolutely. Am I being stubborn now that that stew has been cooking for 2 hours now? Absolutely. Am I doing something stupid? Potentially. So right now, the candle now, okay, I'm taking out 80% right there, country. 4,001 and 80 cents filled perfectly. So I'm out at 80% down there and I have 20% running. My runner still has a stop loss, but now it's time to bring my runner to break even. And I have no risk now. Now I can let the runner run, okay? And I can learn from this trade. And I took my partials out on that candle that dropped down right into there, okay? And that's it. That's the trade, right? That's what we were looking for from when we took it at 840. But you see how much time it took to develop? And remember what I said? The market is either going to come for this liquidity up here or this liquidity down here. And it came, we took out the London lows. Look at the wick of that candle. It did technically take out the London low. Grab that liquidity and now it could reverse all the way back up. It could, technically it could. Unless the sellers are still here to bring it right back down, close it below there, then we're dropping down further. But you see why I close out country? Thank you, bro, for reminding me. Take out 80%, right? There's no harm or foul doing that, right? Yes, someone's going to say, well, Ron, you took out and it's going to go down further. Yeah, but it could have grabbed that liquidity. It was blew up here. It could have came. How many times have we seen that where it comes all the way back up? Okay. Can you enter a sell again? Yeah, you can, but don't just enter on this candle. Wait now. Let's see where this thing can close, right? If it closes below the London support, we can flip this green box back down to red, maybe consolidates here, and we have a further drop. And then there's a lot of room for the daily candle to continue to push down, right? But look how much time that took us to make 80 pips, right? For someone that says trading is easy, okay, show them this video. We were in that trade, well, at 8:40. I just took out profit now at 10, an hour and 20 minutes, okay, of holding that in small profit, drawdown, small profit, drawdown. That candle almost took me out by a hair, right? And I placed my stop loss above that 805 wick. I told you guys I was being, tight with my stop loss. Where it should have been, technically, if you're looking for a bigger one, the point of control of that block, okay? Wow. So, and then let's look at US30. US30 found some support right so far in that London location right there. There's the 3 a.m. block still holding, and now maybe causing, you can bring now your consolidated zone right here. US30 is consolidating right here. Is it going to stay and trade in here all day? No. It's either going to come back up, close above, use this, and then maybe retrace back up to this, or it's just going to lower highs like gold and continue. And we're not too far away from taking that London liquidity and testing the lowest point of the day today. And then we have a big bearish pin bar candle on daily turning into a shooting star. And if it takes out that, look how much more we can advance down to 51,800 on the dot. That's my next daily location, right? And if you got the sell on US30, it is still pushing down. Gold, we got to continue to watch it. Okay, hour of work to make a target. Where else can you do that? No, like, guys, I don't just trade with small, 10-cent sizing or 25-cent sizing, or, I tend to trade with standard sizing. So, 80 pips, think about it, is $800. But when you take out 80%, that could be $500-600 US for some traders, right? And for me sitting and staring 2 hours at chart to make, let's say, $500 US, that's more than some people make at 2 days, 3 days at work, right? So it is good money as a trader, but it's hard work. It's not easy. I could have definitely been stopped out. Then I would have lost money going up there, right? And then I would have had to review this. I would have had to walk away from the computer. I would have had to seen why was my bias incorrect. I would have had to learn and come back and make up that loss again tomorrow. That's why trading is not easy. Not every day is a profitable trade. Not every day is a profitable day, right? But guys, I'm here to help learn. I'm here to help educate. I'm here to help you walk through my trades, my psychology. You can ask questions while we're in it live, okay? Not too many traders do that. We do that here, and I enjoy that. And you guys see, when I take a loss, I'll show you guys why I took a loss. I'll show you guys where my stop loss is. I'll show you where my targets are, right? All of these things. What better way to learn in a live environment, okay? It's nice if I did this all by myself, and then I did a 10-minute YouTube video and I uploaded it today, I could have told you guys, I went in a sell here. I was waiting, consolidating, had my stop loss almost. It doesn't feel the same. You don't get the same. You don't get the emotions. A lot of traders do that, and I don't do that. Every single day, we go through the markets together as a team, okay? And if you were in a buy and you had a buy, like it held there too. Sometimes I'm in a buy, but you see the buy failed right there, where they failed to take my stop loss out, where they failed to create that high above there. That's basically, if you bring it down to those wicks, you got tweezer top highs, equal highs. That's what started it, 940 right there. That's where they shut it down. Thankfully for me, my stop loss was just above that wick and I never got tapped out. and then it turned into profit, but it could have just been a couple ticks away from being a stop loss. And then I would have to have lived with it getting stopped out and watching it come down, hitting my profit target. And that is demoralizing as a trader. That can cause traders, including myself, to get pissed off, break a keyboard, punch a monitor, revenge trade, hedge trade, do stupid things that we do as traders. And that's how it works. Okay. That's how the mind plays. That's how the markets play these mind games with you. It's all psychological, right? I suggest everyone goes to Jamaica. You'll come back relaxed. You'll come back rejuvenated, and you can handle these stressful markets. Okay. The food is unbelievable in Jamaica, guys. I can't get over. I was going to buy a mango tree and bring it back to Canada. I was going to bring a mango tree on the plane and bring it back to Canada. The mangoes are so good. I could eat mangoes for the rest of my life. And drink coconut water. Just fresh coconuts. For $200 US, you can buy a whole mango tree in Jamaica. Yeah. And, okay, so we're breaking now. Green to red. Did we close below London's low? Did we do the same shit that we do every day? That was a zone. We closed below, and we're pushing down for now. The sauce is really simmering for 100, 120 pips. You know, we're getting down here. So I'm getting down to my popcorn levels. This level now with the runner, I can buy my kids some popcorn at the Spider-Man movie. Should I close the entire trade? I'm going to close my entire trade out here. I've met my requirements, getting it down to just below 4,000. So that's good enough for me. I just closed out the entire trade right down at 3,999. I'm out of this trade. That met my requirements. That's it. That's all I was looking for, right? It took a while to get there, but that's all I'm looking for. Do I want it to go down and do this? Absolutely. Who doesn't? But that was my target, right? Some of you guys now are picking up the long at now 3,999, right? Yeah. Okay, so you see, Mark, I sold my position to you, and now you bought the position. Mark, you and I just made a transaction, okay? You basically bought my position. I sold it to you. That's a transaction in the market, okay? That's how trading works. For every buyer, you have a seller. For every seller, you have a buyer. And hopefully, guys, we learned a little bit of how to hold in drawdown. That's a good example. You saw how much like the trade went into drawdown. But every single time we had the structure above us playing out, right? And then did we get lucky? Did I get lucky on that candle? Potentially. Sometimes in trading, it takes a little bit of luck, right? I'm not going to say no trader gets lucky at times. Sometimes you're unlucky. Sometimes you're lucky. In this situation, I got very lucky that they didn't tap me out above there. Okay, guys. So, and then now we look at the trade. Okay, just because we hit a target, I'm saying myself, okay, just because I hit a target, it's nice. You can congratulate yourself, but it's business, right? You got to continue. Now what I do is I journal this. I look back and I write down the entry. What was my bias? Was the stop loss placed correctly? Could I have done something better with stop loss? Was the target level a target appropriately placed? Was my bias correct? Okay, I stuck with my bias to sell, right? Was I correct with the bias? Yes. Did the market play some funny games? Yes. Was there almost a potential liquidity grab at 940 and go down? Yes. All of these things, okay? But the trade played out. And also US30, guys. Okay, so that big bar, if you're in US30, close below London's support. So that green zone goes to a red zone. The consolidated zone, we've moved away from it. Okay, so now we just tapped the lowest point of the day. Okay, and now it's coming back up. So it could build here or just continue going down, right? And then if you break the purple line, our next daily point of interest is the yellow line, but I'm sure in between the purple and yellow, there's been some fight. Look at that wick right there, okay? That wick was Friday 9:30, Wall Street. Mark it up. That's a very important wick. That was Friday's low. Will it fill that wick and continue dropping down? There it is. All we got to do is break that purple line. There's Friday's Wall Street market open 9:30 wick, and can trade off of that, right? Guys, trading can be very, very fun and exciting and stressful at the same time. Okay. You know, like, sorry, I'm going to write down, guys, that this trade is closed. I'm out of this. I don't want someone to join in and think I'm still on this trade. Trade closed. 80% was, sorry, 80% was closed, and the remaining 20% was closed as well. Okay. You got your popcorn? Yeah, I got my popcorn. So I made some money to buy those movie tickets to go watch Spider-Man, and made some, the runner paid for some popcorn. Okay. So that trade paid for a nice movie day with the kids. That's what trading can do, guys. Like, I want to tell you guys the truthful side of trading is you can trade, you can make some money and to pay some everyday things. I would not recommend that you just trade to pay for popcorn and movies. I would recommend that you pay off your debt. Okay. You pay off, number one, your biggest credit card debt, because you're paying 20% plus on interest on credit cards. Pay off your credit cards, get out of debt, right? That's debt free. Pay off your mortgage. If you got a 3%, 4% mortgage, obviously it would make more sense to pay off your credit cards because you're paying 20% interest. Get rid of your higher interest debt or consolidate it all and pay it all off. Then you can learn what financial freedom is. Obviously, some of you guys are older than me and have paid off your debt faster than me and paid off your mortgage. And now you can be thinking about saving for retirement, savings, for a vacation with the family, to buy popcorn and movie tickets, things like that. But pay off your student education. Some of you guys are going to college, university. I paid off my schooling too. With one, I finally figured out to learn how to trade after I took on a lot of debt. Maybe buy a Porsche. Yes, maybe buy a Porsche. Get a GT3. Dennis, credit cards is a typical American thing. It's not common in Europe. I know. I go to Europe pretty much every year, and they don't have credit cards down there. Everything is cash. And I love that system. You know, North America is more of credit cards, and they do it to get us tapping our cards everywhere, and then we just pay the minimum, and then they eat us with interest until we bury ourselves in debt and we can't get out anymore. That's the North American lifestyle. I figured at a young age I didn't want that lifestyle. I want to pay off all my debt and live free. And I know that you guys can do it too. Okay, guys, we are over our time. I just looked at the time right now. It's 10:18. I'm going to go now, eat some breakfast, and go to the barber and get a nice little haircut. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so join Dave tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Dave will be doing COMEX and Wall Street. I'll update our live sessions. I took them off due to when we were in Jamaica, but it's basically the same schedule as the previous weeks, where Dave is doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and I will be coming in post New York the rest of the week. Tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 11 a.m. And Friday, guys, don't forget, we'll do a 1-minute scalp session or just education, okay? That will be for Friday. And guys, thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. I apologize for the two channels today. My internet froze. I think when we were talking about Argentina being a little bit suspect and being a little dirty in the finals, that's when my internet stopped. So apparently I'm learning you can't talk about Zionists, you can't talk about Donald Trump, and you can't talk about Argentina being corrupt in FIFA. That's what I'm learning. That's when my internet gets cut off. So I'm following the pattern. So I'm seeing that you can't talk the truth around here, or else Rogers will cut your internet off around here. So I better get out of here. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's choppy session on gold. US30 was a nice setup for sell side out of the gate. Okay, so just review this. 930. If you bought that on impulse, which we do sometimes, I always tell you guys, like, you're buying on impulse, it did move up 120 pips, and if you don't do anything, unfortunately, shit like this can happen, okay? I tell you guys this every single day. Otherwise, wait for the candle to close. Then you can clearly see it took out the highest point of the day, it got rejected and closed at the hourly supporting level, hourly resistance. Where did I get that white line from? I got it from the hour, right? Where did I get that from? The 8 a.m. candle, and I cut it in half, guys. You see what I mean? Trading is the same shit I do every single day, just on different securities. Sorry, as someone asked me for oil, guys, I don't want to be rude. I promise you I would do an oil analysis. Let me do it for you, okay? So stick with me I know we lost 100 viewers, but that's why I always say stick with us, okay? I'll do US oil and analysis for everybody, okay? And then I'll end the call, okay? Because someone asked me for it and I promised them. So let me just this is now oil top down, okay? Starting from nothing, right? I'm going to start off on the daily, okay? I haven't done oil with you guys in a long time, right? So look at now what we see, okay? So going back here, do we remember this day, March, back all the way over here? This is when Donald Trump was tweeting, the Strait of Hormuz is open, it's closed, this, that, whatever. Mark these highs, okay? That's an interesting point. Let's just say it's not the all-time high of oil, right? We know oil's been trading in the 130s, 150s back in the day, but this is clearly a daily point of interest, okay? So 120 a barrel. Since then, it came back up, lower high, push down. Came back up, lower high, push down, new lower lows. Have we broke below supporting levels? Here's a double top on a daily. Put your points of interest right there. 108 is a point of interest. There it came in, back down, double top, drop. There's your bodies that broke down, came back up. So again, here's another pivot point, $85 a barrel. This is a key area now. Why? Because now I can see a lot of wicks below 85. Now we've closed below it, okay? So we push back down further. What was the lowest point? 68. So you see when they said the Strait of Hormuz is opened, everything is good to go, it dropped down to $68, $67 a barrel. If you look back, is this a critical point of interest? You got to look back. That's why I do a thorough top down. I don't just do a top down for 5 minutes. I do it like all weekend, right? To get all of my key critical levels. Now you see the Strait of Hormuz is not open and ready to go. Iran is closed it down. They're still bombing. There's war going on now. American soldiers, 2 or 3 American soldiers have died. Now the situation is like U.S. launches strikes on Iran after 3 troops killed since Friday. Okay, so we can see there's no peace. Look at the oil prices coming back up to test this $85. Now, do we see any structural candles down here? Yes, look at this big bullish one. Monday, July 13. Did it close below or above all of this? Yes, that's one candle you can base a point of control off of. Grab your Fibonacci tool. What day is it? It's bullish ignited, July 13, Monday, open close, right? See the candle I'm doing it on, this big blue one right here. Where's 50%? right there. $74.71. Is there a bullish point of control off of that body? Yes, there it is. Okay, make it green, stretch it into the future. Okay, if it ever retraces back down there, $74, $75, nice psychological level, could be a nice solid bounce. So let's say, for example, Donald Trump says, the Strait of Hormuz is open, we're all good, it's good to go. Then it comes back down, oil prices drop back down. Then when it reaches here, war intensifies, there's no Strait of Hormuz open, Iran is still, and then it comes back up. So you can see, it's not just points of interest, news catalysts also move it down to these levels, okay? If this doesn't hold, then the bullish ignited open that caused that structural candle, that's a point of interest, okay? If $71.50 can't hold, then it comes down a little further into 50% of that bullish candle. This is where you can have your points of interest or scalp or intraday levels, right? You can place alerts at all of these levels. Now we're all the way up here, okay? What about this? We've got a closing and an opening. Another point of interest. I see now wicks, wick, holding, support, moving, continuing to drive. This bullish candle right here, last Friday, bullish candle, filled the wicks, closed above here, okay? It's not a structural candle, because if it closes all above this, then it is structure. This is a normal bullish engulfed candle. One thing to point out about that is the halfway point, 50% right there. You can see previous how it was a wick, and a wick, and now it's using it as the support. Okay, so today's candle looks funny. Why does it look like this? There's a gap up over the weekend, okay? So let's now go more into Friday. Friday's close is right here, okay? Friday's close was $82.50. War intensified over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, okay? So they gapped up oil price right here today. That was the gap up open, okay? You're going to see I'm going to have a lot of lines here. It could be confusing, but this yellow line came from these bodies over here, okay? So there's our gap up open, $84.60. It was originally blue when it opened, and we've got a high of the day so far, okay? Purple. Is it lower than everything behind us? Yes, it's still technically a lower high, okay? And what happened since then? It came back down, filled the gap to the opening price, then filled the big gap over the weekend. See the big black candle? Filled that gap, came even lower all the way down there where we've got a low of the day at $80.25. And now it's coming right back up. So you see, the sellers came down, but could not engulf that Friday's volume or fill the wicks. Now, buyers of oil are coming back in and could come right back up and fill Friday's, that little wick, and continue to fill all of this bearish volume we have coming down. Okay, but if you're looking at it as a move, now you can see that we've got a solid one bottom move right here. Solid one bottom. What I mean by that is came down, big move coming back up. Now we got to figure out where this neckline is. This is where I think it's going to consolidate for a couple days this week until we figure out what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz. And Iran is now attacking Iran and Saudi and US soldiers. 3 US soldiers have died. Is US now going to increase their military? Lots of things can happen this week. Maybe we'll see some sideways action trading here. Maybe it will technically come back down to this block, higher low, double bottom, or it's going to continue breaking to the upside, okay? So I'm just drawing my levels and zones and stretching them into the future because I don't think there's going to be any peace agreement today or this week. This is going to continue through all of August, September, October, into Donald Trump's midterm elections in November, okay? Let's just be honest with ourselves. Donald Trump said this would be over in 1 week, 2 weeks. It's going on 5 months now. Facts are facts. Whether you believe that guy or not, facts are facts. Whether you believe Iranian IRGC, it could be bullshit from them too. Facts are facts. There's no peace. War is increasing. That's causing gold to move. It's causing oil to spike. It's causing the Dow Jones to move. It's causing NASDAQ, technology, all this, okay? So now you see it's a funny candle. Let's break this down. If we continue going up bullish, where are we going? How high can oil go to? Obviously, $100 a barrel is a psychological point, but there's levels, okay? Right here. That was the highest point we got up to back when it came up in June. early June, $96, and then it pushed down. There's a bearish engulfed candle, not structural because it didn't close below this key pivot, but it is still an important candle. So I would cut that bar in half. It's right at $89, $90 right there. Okay. So you see, if we continue to move up today, we still have to overcome all of this black selling pressure, flip the candle, then we flip blue, blue, blue. You're trading exactly right up to Thursday and Friday's $86 price. So this is how I intraday trade. This is how I scalp from these levels, right? Now let's break it down to the hourly. So you can still see gold is still technically bearish. We're coming up, but it could go back down, right? And there's too much going on with oil in the news. So let's see what's happened on the hourly, okay? So this is how we were moving up. Look at the consolidation on the hourly all last week. Tuesday, like, you know how we just did the 5 minutes on gold? Look at the hourly, was trading just going up, down Tuesday. Came back up Wednesday, went back down Wednesday. Came back up Thursday, back down Thursday. Came back up. Then finally, the buyers accumulated more and broke it out to the upside. We had this massive bullish hourly candle Sunday night when the markets got all that news over the weekend, opened up, and big bullish move. That's created the high of the day, and that's a structural hourly candle. Had you cut it in half on the hour, I'm sure you did, place a white line when you're on the hourly, right? $83.50, 60, okay? Is that exactly the halfway point? No, I just guessed, but let's not guess. Bullish ignited open right to the close. Pretty good. Right there. There's 50%, okay? Now, can I find a point of control of that bullish candle? Yes, let's find it, okay? Right now, when it closed, there's the bullish. Now, stretch it into the future, into the future. Now you see, double top, guys. How clear does that look to you? Look at it. Does it not look like an M pattern? Look, came up, back down, came back up right there. 3 a.m. London. London is an important hour in the markets. London, what finished the move? Closed below, okay? So London closed below, clear M pattern. The buyers didn't do their job to continue to fill the highs. Big bearish candle. So this zone, same zone, flip it red now. This is the hourly point of control of oil right there. I can even add an alert at the white line. If it comes in here, I want to sell oil because it could come back in, sell back down. If it closes above, flip the zone green, and then it closes here, I could be buying off that block and continue to come up and take out today's high of the day and oil to go up to $86 a barrel. But right now, you can see we pushed down from London. There's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. created the lowest point of the day, right? And then do we have a zone below the lowest point of the day? You do. You do. Look at the zone, okay? From the purple line right there to those bodies, okay? It was red zone. Came in there again, red zone. There was the first blue candle to close above, Friday, 5 a.m., creates a green zone, stretch it into the future. Now you know when it came down there, you got a little bit of a zone of support down there, okay? This is now oil trading in the hourly. Came up when? 8 a.m., big bullish move. Remember, we had some news coming out of Iran and everything. Big bullish, created a high and engulfed, okay? So did you cut this hourly candle in half? I pray to you guys, okay? I'm preaching every single day that you guys do this. Did anybody do it? A lot of you guys said, Ron, I trade oil. Okay, but did you use the same method that I use when I'm doing Dow and gold? Did you do it yourself? Did you cut that big blue candle in half, right? If you did, you would have seen it came black, 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 right into 50%, came back up, but did not create that new high. Close, okay? Closed right there. Then it came back up, blue, blue, blue. Did it fill that wick? Not yet, okay? And you see now how we're just trading inside here. So this is where it's consolidating. If I was trading oil, I would be extending this red zone, this zone. And if I want to scalp this, yeah, I could definitely scalp this stuff. But if you're waiting on the hourly, it's still building. And then on the 5 minutes, lower time frames, okay, there was a big drop, massive move right here at 7:30, drop down. It reversed back up, and this is where we're trading at now. If you want to trade this or scalp this, I'm not sure what your spreads are. I don't have a favorable spread myself on trading oil, and it's very, it fluctuates. But let's say if it closes back, see that fake out, close above. If it comes back up, close above, and I take a buy, I'm looking to maybe come up to the red box. That's 80 pips. If it can come right into the point of control, hourly, 100 pips. And same thing if it goes down. If I'm looking sell and it comes down to the hourly, 80 pips. If it comes back down to the daily, 150 pips. If it comes all the way back down to the daily low down there, 200 pips, okay? So you can set alerts at all of these levels. This could be a massive head and shoulder pattern. How? This is your left shoulder, right? Your left bullish shoulder, okay? There's your inverted head that came down, V recovery, where right back into the bullish right shoulder, okay? So you see that if it technically continues to build up, maybe retest this, we could get oil price moving up to the $83, $84 range, okay? If it cannot build inside here and sellers start coming in and close below there, then this shoulder turns red and it's inverted. And then it comes back in, retest this, the sellers are there, sell it back down to the yellow line. If you can't hold, sell it back there. That could be the bigger double bottom from the big V recovery and the bigger V bottom recovery, guys. You know what I mean? If it closes below there, you flip that zone red, and then oil could be continuing to trade back down to the yellow, but I'm sure there was 5-minute trading in between here, right here. And then you can look at the structure in between here. Like everyone is a different style trader. Right there, it created a double bottom on the 5 minutes. Mark it up, right? And then if we break, because that was the supporting pivot, that if we break down, come back down, and it breaks down, that's where that support could be. And I'm a scalper. So I measure, if I take a sell from there to there, the market gives you 80 pips, not 800, 80. And it could come down there, get a wick, and go right back up. If it closes below there, then you use that red line as the resistance, right? It doesn't matter the security. You guys can give me any security, anything. Doesn't matter. A candle is a candle. Price action is one language. We can be anywhere around the world. I can be in Jamaica. Price action is price action. When I was helping those Jamaican traders down there, we were speaking price action. I wasn't speaking English. I wasn't speaking Albanian. They weren't speaking Rastafarian. They weren't speaking Jamaican. We were speaking price action. Price action doesn't care what religion you are, doesn't care what color your skin is, doesn't care how old you are, doesn't care where you live on the planet. A price action is price action. That's why if you learn this financial skill, you can potentially change your life wherever you live around the planet. And that's what I hope for. That's what I strive for on these calls, is that you guys are learning this. See how I did the same type of analysis on US oil. I don't trade oil too much with you guys because spreads are not good. It's very whipsaw, it's very volatile, but it's a security that some of you guys choose to trade. Price action is there. You can add your indicators, 9 EMA, you can add your 200, you could add your SST daily bar, see how it's moving on the daily, and that's the daily. Look at it, it's just an ugly spin top bearish candle. It's not much, but, and then if we go back to look at gold, look at, Mark, didn't you say you bought the bottom when we closed out? And look at it, coming right back up. So you see what I mean? What goes down can come up. Mark, that was beautiful. You bought that nice, we took out the London liquidity right there. And then you see, take out the liquidity and it reverses back up. So for the sellers, I know maybe you want to come down to the lowest point of the day, but sometimes the markets don't work like that. That's enough. That was the trade, sell side bias, get the money, get out, and look at how it's reversing back up. So all of these levels now, that now blue candle closed above that red zone, it's a green zone again. Okay, look at this. Did it close above that? Remember, this was a green zone, green zone, green zone. We couldn't break until there and we got a drop. Now the buyers have brought it right back up, closed it. Look, we could have scalped that candle right now, right off of that. It went from red to green, look, and came down, green, 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 and went all the way back up. So see how just the zones just continue to, and that's still a red zone. Oh shit, this is still a consolidated zone. If we come back in here, this is still a red zone here. That's still a point of control there. Everything is stretched into the future, guys. Do you know what I mean? And then that's why I just utilize alerts at these specific levels, and I can buy and sell off of these levels all day, every day, anywhere around the world. Like I said, all I need is my mobile and some Wi-Fi, and the alerts come straight to my phone anywhere around the world. And that's the luxury of trading that some jobs don't offer, right? Some jobs you got to go literally to work every single day. With trading, that's the luxurious side of trading. You could do this anywhere, but it takes a lot of hard work to get there, okay? And if we look at also US30, what we did, US30, remember, was a sell. And let's see what's going on. So what's happened since then? It came back up, lower high, came back up, still below, pushed down, new lower lows, came back up. Have the buyers convincingly pushed above their wicks or no, came back down, took out, closed now the lowest point of the day. Now we could see some liquidity being grabbed, and maybe it might see like gold reverse back up. However, it could continue to push down. So US30 is still bearish. Okay, guys? Now, I'm officially done. It's 10:40. Okay, guys? So thank you guys so much. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for everyone that joined us. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to do this all week together and next week and all August. And then come September, I might be going back to doing some Tokyo sessions, New York, Tokyo, New York. We're doing all these straight New Yorks now for the summertime. Come September, we might change it up. Okay, guys? So I appreciate you guys. Hit a like on the stream. If you can on the previous stream as well, before we got cut off, it really helps, guys. We do appreciate it. Helps boost the channel. Every like matters. Like the channel if you want to continue learning how to trade with SST. Like the channel if you are improving your trading. Just like the channel if you like the way how we do things here. Okay? It doesn't cost you anything. Last time I checked, a like on YouTube is free. A subscribe button doesn't cost you anything. But it really does help us out here, okay? So thank you guys so much. I'm happy to be back. Happy that we got into a trade today. It took a long time to develop. It was that sauce that was simmering, but we got it, okay? So let's see how the markets move tomorrow. Enjoy your Monday, everybody. God bless everyone. See you guys tomorrow, everybody on Zoom and everybody on YouTube. Have a great day, guys. Thank you. Mark, take it easy, man. You killed it. You did awesome today. Congrats. Eraldo, we'll see you tomorrow. Dennis, have a good day. Congratulations on your success, Dennis. Amazing, brother. Amazing. All of you guys are doing really, really well. Continue sharing your charts in the Discord, guys. Continue the conversation in Discord. We do appreciate it. Some of you guys are becoming mentors in Discord and helping out all of our new traders that are coming in. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate all of you guys. Simon, have a great day. Amazing charting the last week. Just because I was in Jamaica, I was still looking at the Discord and watching you guys on your chart. So continue with all of that, guys. You guys are doing awesome. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day, everyone on YouTube. Join Stock Sniper Trading, visit our website, and join the team. We'll see you guys tomorrow.